Watch it? You think, is it that good?
Cosplaying today is something widespread enough that many have made a career out of it.
Yep.
But it wasn't always this way. Not until the late 2010s, when a legendary cosplayer, Enoko, changed the entire industry in Japan. Enoko was the first one in history to explicitly show the entire nation to a mainstream audience that cosplaying can be your job. But behind the flashy popularity were a plethora of problems. And if it wasn't for the actions of multiple fans, she, and possibly the cosplay industry, would not be here today. Enoko was born in...
I feel like a lot of cosplay, like, right now is getting more and more popular. Like, I even see, I mean, we had, like, fucking Tim Walz use the word. I mean, that guy almost was the vice president. And so, like, it's become super commonplace now.
1994 in the Nagoya prefecture, and she used to be the sporty kid until she was betrayed in middle school. See, there was this guy that she liked, and she wanted to give a love letter to him to confess, so she entrusted this letter to her best friend to give.
Nobody hates women more than women. Yep. And what did she do? And what did she do?
To the guy because she was shy, but found out a few days later that her best friend and the guy started dating.
Of course. Obviously. Duh. Yep.
This was how she spiraled into otome game. Dating.
So she got NTR'd in middle school by her friend. And then she became a cosplayer? How do these two things fit together?
For girls. She legitimately fell in love with the anime guys, and there was no going back. She became immersed in otaku culture. Soon, a friend first introduced cosplaying to her, and she loved it. Enoko would start dressing up in her own room.
So she's fucking crazy. Nice.
It was fun, but her mother did not exactly approve.
Fucking based. Yeah.
This was a time when otakus were quite looked down upon, at least much more than today, and cosplay outside of the anime sphere was this niche for weirdos.
I do feel like it's still kind of a niche, and it's not, like, super accepted, but it's a lot more accepted than it was.
Mom explicitly called her cosplaying disgusting to her.
Damn.
And even sometimes threw out her anime figures and merch.
So she tried her best for her daughter, but the girl still managed to fuck up her life. Yep, like throwing away all of these anime boys. Please just find a real boyfriend. No, Mom, I was traumatized in middle school. I can only date anime guys now.
Enoko called this traumatizing, and her relationship with her mother at the time turned very sour. Regardless, Enoko persisted, and when she became old enough in high school, at 16 years old, finally managed to travel across the country to Tokyo to attend Japan's largest doujinshi fair, Comiket. This was the major turning point in her life. She didn't have a following, she was literally a random high school girl cosplaying at a big event. But as she appeared in cosplay, crowds of photographers swarmed to capture her costumes. And when those photos were posted online, word spread about this drop-dead gorgeous cosplayer.
Which is the main thing that... Have you guys ever noticed that all of the really popular cosplayers are hot girls? Am I the only one that's noticed that? What do you think the odds are? How about that?
Went viral, and many were waiting to see her again at the next event.
I bet.
Isn't this the plot to 2.5D seduction? Whatever. Enoko dedicated
like
her high school life to cosplay. It wasn't all roses. She had to get used to hate comments, people calling her ugly, baseless rumors.
People calling her fat. Yeah, sure.
And she was quite hurt, but still persisted. At 18 years old, with two other girls, Enoko formed a cosplay idol group, Panache. It went pretty good. They've released a few songs, did a few live concerts, and were even invited to perform at a doujin event in China.
I don't understand this shit at all. I'm gonna be honest, like, this is just crazy to me.
But this group was short-lived and disbanded only after half a year because one of the members got a traditional office job.
Damn, she got a real job? That sucks.
Left Enako at a crossroads. See, this was the time she was also just getting into uni and wasn't sure about cosplay. It was tiring to be in the spotlight, but more importantly, being a professional cosplayer just wasn't really a thing.
See, why is this girl really popular? Do you guys want to find out why? Many such cases.
Back then, it was just a hobby for otaku. It was quite literally unheard of to turn it into your job. That's why Enako decided to step away from cosplay entirely, live life as a normal uni student, and pursue a conventional career.
Oh wow!
For her otaku side, she actually worked part-time at a maid cafe. Normally.
There's maid cafe. Oh yeah. Oh wait, I did know that. Okay, never mind. I did know that.
This is where the tale would end, but Enako had one dedicated fan base. In her
it's a bunch of simps.
Student years, fans online were constantly asking for her return, relentlessly. It got to the point where people from Tokyo would frequently travel to Nagoya to go to the maid cafe she was working at and keep asking her, "You wanna?"
Holy shit! God, guys, this is crazy!
Come back to cosplaying anytime?
Wow.
These fans' passion over time really got to Enako, and 1.5 years later, Enako wanted to answer her fans' pleas and announce her return to cosplay. But
what does it say again? I'll see if I can find it. A lot has happened since then. Support and encouragement and people have finally settled down and we are today. I'd like to resume activities at my own pace. I look forward to your kind support with a little emoji there. Oh, wow. How cute. Wow.
But this time, it was different. She aimed high. She set out to build a career.
I mean, to be fair, like, this is a really good one. It is. This is my favorite character in Zenless Zone Zero. It almost got me to play the game.
Of cosplaying. Something that basically did not exist at the time. As she
oh, God.
started, it was like her high school momentum had never died. Her photos got featured at exhibitions. She rapidly
because she's really fucking hot, obviously. God damn. Big surprise.
Offers to cosplay official characters for game companies.
I bet.
And she even expanded to voice acting, starting with some mobile game roles. Then she even expanded to gravure.
Okay, so that is, in case anybody doesn't know, basically like PG-13 OnlyFans in Japan, I'm pretty sure. Is that a relative, I think? Is that accurate? Software
modeling with an offer at one of the biggest gravure magazines, Weekly Young Jump. A cosplayer in a mono magazine was already a step up for this profession, and 2 months later, she would already be on the cover.
This is disgusting. Do you have a link? No. I don't understand. Can you show us? No, I can't.
Magazine. Quite literally the fastest in history to go from debut to magazine cover.
Man.
In 2016, only a year after returning, she was already making 1 million yen a month. But the rise...
How much is that in real money? $10,000 a month. Okay.
But the rise would just not stop.
Good
She
for
won
her.
countless rewards about cosplay, modeling, blogging, everything. She eventually even expanded to host her own radio, and then in 2018, she started writing in a monthly serialized fashion magazine.
God damn!
She writes too! How many jobs do you want? She just did things, and it would just somehow work. In that same year...
It's actually crazy. Like, it's good for me to see this because it really goes to show that working hard and really putting in a lot of time into something, you will automatically outperform so many other people in the space because the other people are lazy and stupid. Straight up. Straight up, they're lazy and dumb and they're not going to do anything. So if you just simply show up and do your job, you're going to be in a really good situation. Being hot helps a lot too. Yeah, but every other girl that's doing it's also hot. Let's be
her
honest.
first charity cosplay photo shoot, raising 2.68 million yen for victims of that year's floods and earthquakes throughout
Oh, fuck.
Japan. By the end of 2018, Inako was nearing millions in followers,
Man.
unheard of for cosplayers, and was without a doubt the #1 cosplayer in Japan.
Wow.
But let me tell you, this woman is crazy. She doesn't stop. 2019 marked an important year as Inako joined the agency PP Enterprise.
What's that?
I'm not making this name up.
Yeah.
Founded by Inako's longtime friend and manager, Yoko Inui. Yoko had one goal: to showcase to the world that it was possible to turn cosplay into a legitimate career. That it was a legitimate
Is it really that bad? Damn. Yeah, like it can't be that bad, right?
profession in the entertainment industry. Meanwhile, Inako started her 10 billion
Yeah, I can see why. Yep. ABC cheat the system? I guess so, right, guys?
career, entrepreneurship. She launched her own cosplay-inspired fashion and costume brand called Parlamagi, where she produced outfits and cosplay costumes. This was genius. Fans would kill to wear Inako-produced costumes.
That's actually a good idea.
Inako was already getting
That's
recognition
smart.
at a national level. She
Wow.
was constantly on national TV, and in 2020,
What the fuck?
she was appointed as an official Cool Japan
What?
ambassador by the Cabinet Office of the
Oh my god.
Japanese government.
That's insane.
A cosplayer had become a government
No fucking way.
approved ambassador. I think that says something about the profession.
It says
she started her
something.
YouTube channel about cosplay, which obviously blew the hell up. And then she actually announced that she was dating pro esports gamer Kenki. Damn, she got
Uh-oh. Is this... I don't know what it's like in Japan, but I know what it's like here.
past her middle school trauma. This was surprising, as people in this field generally hide their relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
But they said they wanted to make it transparent to avoid weird rumors. And
Yeah,
honestly,
true.
it was received pretty well.
Wow.
Most fans were supportive. Probably because she wasn't a traditional idol. Money-wise, Inako and PP...
That's surprising.
Yoko actually publicly disclosed how much she makes every year, which is, again, very
How much?
rare in entertainment in Japan. How much was she making? Well, over 100 million yen, or about 1 million US
Damn, bro, she's balling. That's pretty good.
per year back then, and still increasing yearly.
Yeah.
And amongst this,
Good for her.
Comiket was particularly money-making. So many people wanted to buy her photo DVDs and albums that she would
I bet they did.
gross, again, 100 million yen, or 1 million USD
Another $1 million.
in the 2 days of Comiket. 2 days.
Wait, 2 days? Oh my god. Bro, Simps in Japan go crazy. That's nuts, man. Wow. Comic Head is crazy. I didn't know it was that many. Wow.
This isn't taking into account all the production costs, but still, Yoko said the reason they wanted to expose Inako's income was for the field of cosplaying. It was a
That makes
message to
sense,
the
yeah.
world. Look,
Sure.
this is how much a top cosplayer can make in the entertainment industry. This industry, this profession, is just as valuable as other entertainers.
Well, it's also that the thing is that this is what OnlyFans girls do, is that they post how much money they make on OnlyFans, and it's like a passive fucking advertisement, right? Because if you post that you're making a bunch of money on OnlyFans, people are going to look at it and say, wow, well, I guess it's because it's good. And then before you know it, they're subscribing to the fucking OnlyFans. OnlyFans.
Wanted the mass
That's
public,
why.
mass media, the world to accept cosplay as a possible career path. And nothing makes the case clearer than big, undeniable numbers. This
Wow.
really inspired younger cosplayers. It shows them that, yeah, it's possible. You can do it. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that Inako made half this industry and is the reason cosplay can be so widespread and accepted today. She's the
I think that it is really popular, but I think another big reason why it's become more popular is because the media surrounding it has become more popular. Like, now you've got Kai Cenat going up on stage saying that Death Note cured his depression. Like, we on a whole different level now. And this is coming from somebody like, listen, I've said this before, right? Long time ago, is that I was in the anime club in high school, okay? This was 3,000 years ago. And my logic was obviously, of course, naturally, that if I went to the anime club at high school, then the girls that would go to the anime club in high school would look like the girls in anime. That's not what happened. So I still went, but I didn't go as often. But that was, I mean, like, I had the vision. I was like, okay, that's fine. So we're going to go there. There's going to be a bunch of hot anime girls there, and it's going to be great. And really, it makes sense, right? It does. It makes sense. But I was totally fucking wrong. I've never been more wrong about something in my life. Let me just tell you that.
Reason there's so much money in this industry too. However, behind all the success, behind being a pioneer, Enako still faced many problems, particularly online hate.
Something new and different.
People, particularly other cosplayers, hated the fact that she did Gravier, then became so
Hoes mad, as always. The tale is old as... See, she going right back to middle school with this. This is the same thing. This is the villain origin story. And the more things change, the more they stay the same. Exactly. So this is one thing that girls like to do, is they like to shit on girls that do, like, maybe anything that's, like, overly sexy or something like that. Now, in my opinion, I think that if you want to do that stuff, I feel like that's like kind of a charity, right? It's kind of a good thing. It's like the Salvation Army. And, hey, it's one more than another woman. Yeah, exactly, right? If you're flying high, hosts are trying to shoot down. Exactly, yeah. They'll get mad about this. And this is the same thing. So this happened, is another example of it, is that on Chatterbait, it might have been Live Jasmine. I forgot which one. It doesn't really matter, does it? So there was a girl, and she was an anime girl. Her name was Project Melody. And Project Melody decided that she was going to do anime porn, basically, on Chatterbait. And you had all these girls that were like doing fucking double penetration for 18 viewers for 18 cents, losing their fucking mind because they're all getting like massively outperformed by this like random anime girl that's just, laughing and doing this. And no, I'm being serious. What are we talking? Why are you guys hunt? No, this is what happened. I was there. So the truth is that, yeah, this is what, there is so much envy with this stuff. It's unbelievable. It's crazy.
Big. They were scared that the general public would think cosplayers are just
That's not why they were upset. They were upset because she's a really pretty girl, she's really successful, and she's getting a bunch of people that like her and that think she's hot. And then she takes a photo with these other girls, and then all the comments are about her and not the other girls. And then the other girls read those comments, they're mauling, and then they talk this shit on the internet. That's what happens. Yep.
Negatively affected Enako quite a bit, especially because she herself loved cosplay. Their goal at the agency was literally to push cosplay as a profession. Enako really got a lot of hate, and she admitted that it upsets me so much I feel like quitting cosplay.
This is what happens to so many girls. It actually is embarrassing how hostile and like abusive some of these other people are. Women are very competitive about other attractive women. That's why, what was that, like, fucking study they did where it was, like, women who perceive a woman to be more attractive than them will tell them to cut their hair short?
Every 6 months. But despite this, she was competitive and wanted to shut the haters up by being number one. Over the past few years, Inako has somehow established an even bigger name for herself. She's been the ambassador of livestream platforms, the Tokyo Esports Festa, made her own idol group called PPE41.
The fuck?
Nah, there is no way she doesn't know what she's doing. That name is diabolical. Which was supposed to be an April Fool's joke that turned out so popular, they actually started releasing songs and even performed at the Tokyo...
Yeah, I remember when that happened to World of Warcraft. They called it Mists of Pandaria.
Idol Festival. She was constantly on TV programs, won so many awards in so many fields that I'm not reading them all. She started Twitch streaming. She rented out an entire...
What's her Twitch stream? Where is it? Where is it? Somebody, I'll find that after this.
Entire water park to bring a bunch of cosplayers together for a big swimsuit shoot. And finally, in 2025,
of course,
the big role came. She appeared as a guest runway model at the Tokyo Girls Collection 2025.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
A prestigious fashion event. Keep in mind.
I mean, I don't, I mean, like, maybe this is like, I mean, you just walking around, right? I mean, like, god damn, people make this out to be a big deal.
Was a fashion show for top models, actresses, and Inako was a part of it. Inako was no longer just a cosplayer. She could be called the pioneer of this entire industry in the business sense.
That's nuts.
And to be honest, I don't know if there's any Japanese cosplayer even close to her popularity.
Wow. I'm not really that surprised, honestly. And especially because, like, I mean, it's kind of like whenever talent and hard work meet, you're going to have people that are, like, really, really, really successful. I think that's what happens more than anything else. That's a girl who led the whole uprising. Yeah, bro, imagine being that girl that went to middle school with her. That must be the most jealous bitch in all of Japan. Like, you know that, like, basically what you thought was a, what do you call it? Fucking a villain origin story was actually this girl that's, like, now a millionaire. Inako-chan? Okay, that's great. I'll copy that and I'll look at it later on. I'll research it.
But all of this is what I meant by turning cosplay into a legitimate career option. She showed that cosplay can make money. Cosplayers can reach this level of fame.
Well, I think absolutely they can. But, like, it's important to remember that, like, any of the cosplay stuff, like, you still have a... Like, cosplay is, like, it's a very weird thing because there are a lot of girls that are in the cosplay, but I do think that the trend of, like, costumes and everything does definitely trend towards being more suggestive and being more appealing to men specifically, right? I think that's definitely true. And I don't know, like, I think it's becoming less the case because there's more girls that get into it, but it's, I would say, still the case overwhelmingly.
Cosplayers can appear on TV as celebrities, can walk beside models and actresses as equals.
I mean, it's not that hard to walk around.
Cosplay is a legitimate profession. That is the message Inako had cemented into Japan, and to think she would have been another Excel monkey if it wasn't for her fans dragging her back.
Yep,
amazingly, her mother...
So, I don't know if you should say that. Yeah, so all these guys traveled across the country to stalk her and go to her place of work, and eventually it turned out to be a good thing. Okay, well, I think that we have a little bit of survivorship bias going on here, don't we?
Over time, actually came to
just a little bit
accept cosplay, and today she actually helps Inako with making her costumes.
Wow.
The two are reconciling their relationship. Moral of the story:
if
your Asian parent disapproves of your hobby, just make a shit ton of money. They'll accept your hobby, I promise.
The funniest thing is that Extra Emily. That's crazy. How about that?
Special thanks to Vicente Pagani and all my other patrons and members for supporting the channel.
Yeah, I had no idea about her. I've never heard of her before at all, and I'll link you guys the video. So let me make sure that I copy paste this over so I don't forget it. And anyway, so this is a video here, Red Joker. I've never seen one of his videos before, but I'm glad to see people talking about it. You're in to watch Minneapolis Tyler Overview video. It's crazy shit. I will. I definitely will. Why wouldn't I? So yeah. And sus W, yeah, absolutely. And so just be a hot girl. Am I understanding this? Well, the thing is that here's the truth, right? There's a lot of really pretty girls that are on Twitch and they're cosplayers and they're not really that successful. And the reason why is that they understand the physical aspect of their business, but they're not able to capitalize on it in like on a meta level. And I think that really, if you look at the peak of performance, like it's the same as like basically it's the same as like professional sport, for example, is that you know, in like kind of like, you know, semi-professional sports or maybe high school or sometimes even college, right? You're going to have people that are either incredibly talented or incredibly hard workers, right? Like, let's say there's a guy that's like playing basketball and he's 5'10". Well, that would probably work pretty well at, you know, in like a high school, you know, basketball team. It probably even maybe work in some college teams, but, you know, probably wouldn't fly in the NBA or in like a District 1 team, a D1 team, right? Obviously. But like at the very peak of almost every level of performance, you have people that are both very naturally talented and also very hard workers. And so you have tons of girls that are really hard workers and they're face filtering the fuck out of themselves. And it still works very well, but they're never going to reach this level of success, right? And you have other girls that are ridiculously fucking attractive, but they're not able to like really syndicate and push out their media in a big way. Like Kobe, yeah, exactly, right? I mean, you look at LeBron, Kobe, you know, Kobe Bryant, right? Fucking Michael Jordan, Shaq, right? Even Shaq. I mean, like, there's plenty of, I mean, Steph Curry, you could go on, right? And this is the same as like Tom Brady, right? For football. And it's the same as anybody else, right? It's like these guys work extremely fucking hard. And Lionel Messi, yeah, of course. Rosie O'Donnell, well, I mean, we're talking about being the LeBron of basketball, not the LeBron of Golden Corral. But yeah, I guess you could say maybe that too. So yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely true. And Shaq has talent, but he's lazy. I mean, either way, right? All my point is that, you know, a lot of these, she's the, what's this here? She's her 99th Japanese Twitch streamer. She is. Yeah, I've never even heard of her before at all. All you guys naming short basketball players are just naming the extreme outliers who were the exception. Yeah, I think Allen Iverson was pretty short too, right? I mean, from back in the day. So it's hard to say. But in a general sense, yeah, it's definitely true.